Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bold Cinema. Today we are talking about a classic Italian film which was released in 2000. This film shows the story of Renato, who becomes obsessed with a beautiful woman. What happens next? Watch the full episode to know. On the surface, this is the story of a boy named Renato and the effect of a beautiful woman in his life. But this film is more than that. The film shows how we as a society look down upon single or widowed women, and how we cross any limit for our personal desires, which can even destroy someone's life. Malena lives in a town in Italy, where she is famous for her beauty. She was the most beautiful woman in town, and everyone in the city was after her. Renato and his friends were waiting to see Malena when Renato saw Malena for the first time, and as soon as he sees her, Renato falls in love with her. When the war was going on in Italy, Malena's husband gets a call from the army to serve them during war, and that's where Malena's bad luck begins. The people of the town whispered all sorts of rumors about Malena, each one more scandalous than the last. The most persistent gossip was that she was having an affair with another man. And the reason behind these relentless rumors? Malena's breathtaking beauty and allure that captivated everyone who laid eyes on her. Among those entranced by her was Renato, a boy who cannot fully understand the difference between love and desire. When he first heard the whispers about Malena, his imagination ran wild. He became obsessed. To him, he was no longer a boy, longed to experience life as a man. However, his growing fascination with Malena did not sit well with his father, who, in a fit of rage, often reprimanded him harshly, even resorting to physical punishment. But Renato's admiration for Malena only intensified. He found himself drawn to her, unable to resist the urge to watch her every move. His obsession soon turned into an unhealthy fixation. He began secretly following her through the streets, lurking in the shadows. He would spy on her from a distance, peering into her home whenever he had the chance, completely unaware of how far he was sinking into his own delusions. Malena, who lived alone, had no idea that she was being watched. She carried on with her life, oblivious to the young boy whose world revolved entirely around her. Renato's thoughts were consumed by her, day and night. In his mind, he imagined elaborate scenarios where Malena was with him, whispering words of love and devotion. His fantasies grew stronger, pushing him to seek solace in them. Then, one day, the town was shaken by tragic news. Malena's husband, who had been away at war, had been martyred. Hearing this, Malena breaks down. She moves into her father's house, and Renato continues to follow her there. In the city, people constantly gossip about Malena, spreading rumors and speculating about her alleged affairs. Renato becomes so involved in her life that he starts to believe it is his duty to protect her. One day, Malena's father receives an anonymous letter at the school, accusing Malena of having affairs with multiple men in the city. Enraged, he disowns her and cuts all ties. Now, Malena is completely alone. One night, while spying on her house, Renato discovers that she is involved with an army officer. Shortly after, the officer steps out and is confronted by a doctor who claims to be Malena's fiancé. A heated argument erupts between them, escalating into a physical fight that draws the attention of the police. As a result, rumors spread that Malena is involved with a married man, which could lead to legal consequences. Facing serious trouble, she seeks help from a lawyer. During the trial, it is revealed that the doctor had been lying. However, after winning the case, the lawyer tries to take advantage of Malena, leaving her helpless. Witnessing all of this, Renato falls into deep despair. As the rumors continue to spread, Malena's reputation is completely ruined in the city. Malena's father is also killed in a plane bombing, leaving her with no support. After the case, her husband's pension is frozen, and she is left with no money. With no other options, Malena is forced into doing something which she was not supposed to do. Seeing all this, Renato becomes so disturbed that he stops eating. His father, realizing what has affected Renato so deeply, takes him to the place where he would never imagine of taking his son. Malena, because of beauty, attracts the attention of many men, which enrages the city's women. Out of jealousy and anger, they brutally beat her and drive her out of the city. He keeps watching her from a distance. But a few days after the war ends, a man arrives in town. This man is none other than Malena's husband. Until now, everyone had believed him to be dead lost somewhere in the chaos of war. When his name was discovered among the missing soldiers, the military had declared him a martyr. During the war, Malena's husband had lost one of his hands. When he finally returns home, he is met with a heartbreaking sigh. This house has been turned into a refugee camp. Seeing this, he is filled with sorrow. He had fought for his people, sacrificed so much, and yet, in his absence, his wife had suffered the most. Renato, who had silently watched everything unfold, wanted to tell Malena's husband where she had gone. But every time he tried, he couldn't summon the courage to face him. One night, unable to hold back any longer, Renato pours his heart into a letter. He writes down everything, the truth about Malena, the hardships she endured, and how circumstances had forced her to leave. He quietly places the letter beside Malena's sleeping husband and disappears into the night. The next morning, as Malena's husband reads the letter, the painful truth unfolds before him. He realizes that Malena had remained loyal to him, but the cruel realities of war had torn her life apart. With newfound determination, he sets out to find her. Days pass, and the town slowly returns to normal. The streets are once again alive with people, laughter, and chatter. Then, one day, the entire town stops in its tracks as a couple walks through the square. It is none other than Malena and her husband. Malena's husband has found her and brought her back, not in shame, but with the utmost respect. The townspeople watch in disbelief. To take back a woman whom society had cast aside requires a kind of courage that few possess. One morning, Malena goes to the market alone to buy vegetables. There, she encounters the same woman who had once beaten and humiliated her. But instead of scorn, the woman looks at her and says, "Good morning." Her tone carries no malice, only respect. Malena stops for a moment, processing the unexpected kindness. Then, with a faint smile, she replies, "Good morning." With that simple exchange, a small step toward healing is taken. As she finishes her shopping, a few flowers slip from her bag and scatter on the ground. Before she can react, a familiar figure steps forward, picks them up, and gently places them back in her bag. It is Renato. As Malena picks up her bag and turns to leave, Renato softly says, "Good luck, Malena." She pauses, glances back at him, and with a gentle smile replies, "Thank you." And with that, the movie comes to a quiet yet powerful end. The film concludes with Renato saying, "Time has passed, and I have loved many women. They have asked me if I will remember them. I said yes, but the only one I have never forgotten was Malena." This romantic tragedy reflects a harsh reality of society, the way people destroy a woman's life with baseless rumors simply because of her beauty, how they push her into a life of suffering instead of helping her, and how the same society that condemned her suddenly respects her again when her husband returns. In the end, Malena's own beauty becomes her greatest tragedy. If you enjoyed watching the explanation, please like, comment down your views below, and subscribe to the channel for more such movies. I will see you soon. Take care.